Got a fish over here on my right. Checking out my jig of the minnow. I got a fish coming up. Whoa! On the left, coming after my spoon. He's absolutely inhaled that. I see there's still a fish on the right here. Seems like these fish are swimming around in pairs today. This one feels like a good one. Coming straight up the center. Using a Fenwick Elite 42-inch rod. Medium heavy. Oh, you did inhale. Whoops, don't go anywhere. Almost came off. Not bad. 18, 19 inches. Woo! This is the lure I'm using for people who don't know what an extreme butter spoon is. This is the glow in the dark on the one side, purple on the other. Very effective lure for ice fishing, I find for myself. Jeez, almost lost that guy down the hole. Let's see if he can catch his friend. Found out about Riverton a couple years ago. Decided to check it out. It's always been good to me. So I always keep coming back. Had some really good outings last year. This year's been a pretty okay year. Can't complain. Haven't got skunked once since I've been on the big lakes. Alrighty. Dry my hands. These other two rods here are just basically jigs. Minnows. Dead stick in it. The only one I seem to be catching the fish on is on the spoon. I guess tend to attract more fish if you're moving your baits around more often. I find that if you're just sitting there watching your rod with a jig and a minnow, a fish is not going to see that from far away. But if you got a rattle bait and it fluttering up and down constantly, even erratic jigging with your rattle bait will attract fish from far away. Maybe even just hit your dead sticks while they're coming in. Alrighty, let's get back to fishing. Had conservation come by today. Nice guy. Showed him my treaty card. Chatted about snowmobiles. Chatted about fishing. And he said good day. Tends to happen when you fish out of season, I guess, but being a status Indian in Canada means, or in Manitoba even, I'm not too sure about everywhere else. I don't know if the regulations for fishing don't really apply. Not to say that in a rude way, but you know what I mean. What is it, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? 8 fish? Say that's a good day. Probably stick it out here for a little bit longer. See what happens. Maybe try to catch something big. I typically put the little ones back, put the really big ones back. I don't really like keeping anything over 20 inches. Just for fish and the reproductive spawning in the spring, I guess. So you got a mark coming up here. Coming to check out the dead stick. The spoon moving. Maybe you might move on, which it looks like it's doing, because I don't. Yeah, moving on. He moves on to my dead stick.